That was me. I did that.
Oh, yeah.
That was you. You did that one.
Yeah, I did that one.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Oh, I need to adjust the camera just a tiny bit.
Having
Great.
issues are we there, bud?
A little bit. I just
Hello,
have to
everyone.
take it
Chris
a
needs to
little
adjust the camera.
bit
That's
that
what he just
way,
said.
and it should be good.
Yeah, I think you'll be all right.
That's much better.
There we
We'll-
go.
We'll figure out. Oh, no, I forgot you have the actual look. I'm looking at TV. I'm like, we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll find out. And my life isn't in it. It's live.
But
Live.
but I don't know if you want to move it or not.
I don't know if you want to touch it or not, yeah. Hey, we're live. All right. We're officially live.
Oh, man. So behind the scenes, guys, you don't understand how much we were just fighting with that thing to actually get going.
Yep.
That's because it lives in the most humid environment ever.
It does, and
Florida.
It's the original batteries, and that thing, shit, those batteries have been in there for the last, 3-4 years.
Yeah, since it ended up right there on the bar.
Yeah.
And oh my god, these past few weeks have been hot and humid.
It's
been
been
horrible.
nuts, man.
Oh, it's terrible out.
Absolutely horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's been gnarly outside.
I was gonna say the AC went out on the Mustang, but then it randomly came back, and for the last month, it's been back, and then it was back on the going to work, going home from work. It wasn't. I'm like, yeah, okay, you keep your secrets, you thing. So I'm hoping tomorrow it'll be working again.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that would
I
be
ain't
very
spending
nice.
money on it, so if it works, it works. If it don't work, it don't work. I'll sweat. I'll sweat. I'm used to cars not having AC, so it sucks when you get older, but
Yeah.
it really does. And because the Focus was actually the first car that actually had good working AC.
Yeah, you got spoiled.
I got
You
spoiled.
get spoiled. You
I
do.
got spoiled for 7 years on that.
Yeah, you do get spoiled.
Because the Cobras worked. It worked great, but if I turned it on, it made the throttle sick.
Yeah.
So that was my cruise control. So I would get up to 55, 60, turn on the AC. It was great.
It would actually stick the throttle
Yep.
wherever it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
That car was weird.
Car was haunted.
The car was on
Don't
fire.
call a mechanic, call a priest.
I did not know that car apparently had caught on fire until the person that bought it told me about it. And I'm like,
Really?
what are you talking about? They're like, oh yeah, it was in the Carfax. And I'm like, I bought that car in 2011. Like, it was $45 for a car. I wasn't buying fucking Carfax. Like,
Right.
now Carfax are like free, or like you sneeze and you can get one. Like,
Yeah.
Like, no, like, I think the unlimited one is now the price of what a single one was. And I'm like, I ain't fucking buying a Carfax on a card that if I don't buy, I'm out that money. Like, especially when you're a kid and you're like, that's money. That's
I mean, it does pay
Yes.
off, because years ago, Dad was looking at a truck, and I was looking around, and I'm like, something's not feeling right with this one. So I sprung, because he was actually in the middle of looking for vehicles, so I got a 1 month
Yeah.
Car-
deal.
Carfax,
I would have
yeah.
got a month deal to Carfax, and I looked that truck up, and it definitely had sketchy history, and I was like, well, that right there was worth every penny.
Yep.
So,
So that's why. I don't know. But anyway, AC, yeah.
anyway, we're Pints and Pistons.
We are, and we're down another beard again.
We are down a beard this time as well. Not me, the other beard.
Yeah.
That one over
Yeah,
there.
that one. So,
Also, congratulations on having 2 eyes.
Yep. I still have 2 eyes, thank God.
Which is
that's a
good.
good thing.
I didn't even have to get tortured either.
Well, that's
Because
good.
I literally walked into the eye doctor's office, and they're like, I'm Chris, I'm here to get tortured. And they went, huh? And I went, I got some metal in my eye, I need it removed. And she just giggled. She was like, yeah, okay, we'll get to you in a little bit.
Yeah.
She knew.
Yeah.
Because if you've never had metal dug out of your eye, it is probably one of the most horrifying experiences.
now, the
You can go
closest
through.
I ever got is when I was a kid in the summers. I went down to the boat yard,
And you lost a leg.
No, this is way back. No, I was still two-legged then. No, I was still two-legged then. But I was down. They were building a boat, and I was down in one of the fuel tanks, and with a needle gun, basically needling off all the weld slag from inside the tanks. And even wearing full PPE and safety gear and everything else, there's always little gaps here and there. I
Uh-huh.
mean, you've got little chunks of welding slag that's just bouncing around
Yeah.
at Mock Jesus by your face. Eventually,
Something's
something's going to
getting
get
in there.
past there, and it did. And I, popped into my eye and had to go and do the eye wash fountain and do the little eye wash cup
Yep.
thing until it finally popped itself out. But it was definitely about a
And
day
those-
and a half of sore eyeball.
Those eye wash fountains and cups are not as pleasant as you think it would be.
Oh no, they suck.
Yeah, it's
It's
horrible.
one of those like, this is gonna be a relief.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not.
The scene from The Office.
Yeah, no, it's not. It definitely sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
you might as well just fly into the ocean, open your eyes under salt water.
Yeah, what it was for me, it was a little shaving from the brake lathe got
Oh,
in there.
yeah.
And because it's sharp metal, it gets in there, it doesn't come out. No matter what you do, it sticks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I didn't have metal. It was my 4th day on the job, and I was dusting a room, and I ended up turning quick and caught the edge of the American flag in my
Oh.
eye. And if you know an American flag in the classrooms during the summer, they collect all the dust.
Uh-huh.
Like just that material, it's like
It just collects on
like
it.
electromagnetic. It just poof everything through there, and I had a decent sized chunk of dust straight into my eye, and instantly shut.
Yep.
Eye shut. Couldn't do anything. And yeah, that was luckily that was when I was working at a high school, and the eye doctor was right across the street, and that was the one that the district worked with for emergencies, and so I literally walked over there. And yeah, that was an hour and a half of in there of them, and I went straight to like one of the science rooms and was like doing the eye wash, and no, they were in there just like high pressure water, just and I'm like and what ended up happening was it ended up getting up underneath my eyelid, and every time I blinked,
It would scratch.
the
Yeah.
cornea, and so I ended up with the antibiotic eye drops, which burned worse than the actual stuff in my eye.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was
Yeah.
horrible. And so, so I never
You've-
had
you've
I've never
experienced the
had
same
metal
thing, though.
in my eye, but I've had something close to that, and god damn, that's horrible.
See, the metal, when you get a flake of metal stuck on your eyeball, it doesn't scratch the cornea. What it does is every time you blink, it scratches the inside of your eyelid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what, when you're trying to lay down to go to sleep, and it's just your eye doing REM movements, and it's just like, oh
Yep.
god, it burns!
Yep.
Yeah.
We talk about cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about cars. I got a car story. I want to start off with this one because it's
Awesome.
It's glorious.
I'm gonna do that one too. Do you want a beer first, or do you not want a beer first before we do this?
yeah. Let's start off with a beer.
Yeah, start off with a beer.
Split.
Yeah, split.
I'm just gonna have one. I don't have anything to do tomorrow other than a Mustang thing. I don't have any Gainesville trips. I don't have any medical stuff going on. I can actually sit here and drink beer tonight.
Nice.
And yeah, before we started, Chris did get to check out the Rhapsody in
Oh
Red
my
from
God, it was
last
so
episode.
It was so good.
Somehow Mike managed to actually save one and not.
I'm proud of him.
So am I.
That was good.
So am I. But then he did hang on to an entire 6-pack of my Key Billy the one time
Yeah.
for like a month and a half or something like that. Like that had to have been hard for him. Well, a little hard, a little difficult.
Little hard, little difficult.
Just a wee bit, a wee bit of a struggle. We're still going to hell.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna split, but
I'm not.
well, no, I know.
Yeah.
Chris, but I'm doing the full one, so
Okay.
just keep it off to the side. Someone
Yep.
will drink it later.
You'll have to read it in. I didn't bring my old man specs. So yeah, I found this.
Want a little more of that.
Found this at Total Wine up in Gainesville. And it is the Veterans United Craft Brewery Scout Dog 44 Amber. 5.4% alcohol.
It looks really good.
You ready to do that? I was gonna say I was gonna.
No, I'm going to top mine off and then we'll have some.
Oh, I figured whatever's left, I'll put it into the fridge, so it doesn't sit out here. Put that in the fridge really quick. I'll be right back.
That looks nice.
It looks. It's a
pretty.
great looking color.
Yeah, one of you guys can. Yeah, one of you guys can read it in because I didn't bring my old man specs.
Scout Dog 44 is a German-style amber ale, alt beer, that unleashes flavorful notes of rich biscuit, chocolate, and light caramel white malt forward. It is perfectly balanced with noble German hop bitterness to make this an extremely enjoyable beer. The name was inspired by a dog handler from the 44th Scout Dog Infantry Platoon who spearheaded the initiative to fund and dedicate a national monument to military working dog teams. Choose
yeah.
to stand above the pack and savor a Scout Dog 44.
Brewed and packaged by Veterans United Craft Brewing, LLC, 8999 Western Way, number 104, Jacksonville, Florida.
Yep. So it is a Florida beer, and obviously these guys are doing got a cool thing going on here.
Hey, they do stuff
Yeah.
with doggos. I'm happy.
Yeah. Sláinte.
Cheers.
I don't know.
Chin.
German style? Let's say Prost.
Prost.
Yeah.
Oh.
Smooth.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that is smooth. Holy moly, that is smooth.
Oh, goddamn, that's good.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
That is so smooth.
oh that's
That is
lovely.
fantastic.
Good grab. Fantastic.
Hell yeah.
There's definitely that chocolate up front. That little bit of a caramel at the end.
Kind of bready.
Supra. Was that a Supra?
Yeah.
So, speaking of smooth, that leads me into the story I want to talk about. So, in 2024, a woman purchased a 2022 Kia K5 from a dealership in Ohio. 1 month later,
Taylor Tia of Ohio, to be
Taylor
exact.
Kia of Lima.
Lima, Ohio.
Lima.
They say
A
it
month
different.
later, while she was at work, the car was repossessed. She calls the dealership, says, what gives? They say, oh yeah, so I know we initially approved the loan, but the lender came back and said that there wasn't enough information to finalize the loan, so we had to repo the car.
And so, hold on. How long was that?
A month.
Okay.
So she had the car for a month. She was at work, and the tow truck pulled into the parking lot at work and towed her car out and repoed it.
Okay.
And she was very unhappy about that, as
As
anybody,
as-
as one would be,
as
as
one.
anybody in that situation would be. She was very unhappy. And what she did next was just, it was what I would refer to as a pro gamer move.
Legendary.
She looked into the records and found out that they had never registered the name.
They didn't renew the registration
Yeah, they
on their
didn't
business
renew the
name.
registration for the business name Taylor Kia of Lima.
Lima, Ohio.
So she bought it.
No, she didn't buy it.
Or
she registered it as her, the owner. She registered the
she
name.
registered the name as her business because it was open, it was available.
And then sent them a cease and desist letter that said they can no longer use her intellectual property to name their business.
It gets better than that, though.
This is hilarious.
So, because she purchased a car through there, she had signed a contract with the dealership saying that any and all legal issues would be resolved through arbitration, which means they can't take it to court.
So, hang on. So she took them to court to stop them from using her intellectual property. That's when dealership's lawyers came back and said, well, everything has to go through arbitration first, so the first court tossed it to arbitration.
Yeah.
She appealed. The appellate court looked at it and said, well, wait a second. The arbitration clause only has to do with the dealing of the car. The name of the dealership is a separate issue. So the car thing can go back to arbitration, but this has to go back to the courts.
Yeah.
So she is suing to get them to either change their name, which means that the dealership group that owns Taylor Kia of Lima, Ohio, is going to have to spend a whole bunch of money and come up with a new name for the dealership and change everything that goes along with it, or they have to buy the name from her or pay her for the right to use the name.
Right. To which I would say, I would just charge a monthly fee for the rights to the name. But I saw that story and I was like, that is petty and genius on a level I don't think I'm capable of. I was blown away and I stood in awe.
Is the lady's name Sabrina?
No.
Because that is something that my wife would do.
Oh,
And you-
100%.
You
Yeah,
know
100%.
that is something Sabrina would do.
100%.
100%.
Just be like, oh, you're gonna fuck around and find out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But, yeah, like I said,
Oh,
so...
that makes my heart so happy. I
I
hope
know.
she has a wonderful man because, like,
I know
like
that is a level of petty that just legend.
I want to know what the general manager's face looked like when he initially got that, cease and desist
You
letter.
ever see a mouth go into the shape of a sphincter?
I have.
That.
No, I feel like his face was about that long.
And he put in his resignation right then.
And he was just like, you know what? I quit. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with this.
I mean, I have said things that have made people shut their mouth like a sphincter. So yeah, I know exactly what that looks like.
Yeah. You're reading that and you're like,
I'm just like, all you can do is stand there and just go,
that deserves round of applause for you, lady.
well done.
Like-
Just absolutely well played.
We salute you.
Absolutely.
Real men.
Woman of genius.
Real
Woman of
women
genius.
of genius. We salute you, miss. I'm going to sue everybody and make it my name.
I'll sue you.
Yeah, that was well played.
That's
I read that.
pretty-
I was like, I have to talk about this on the show.
That was so-
We
it was
have
so-
to do
it was
this
so
on the
well
show.
played.
And the thing is that's still going through the court.
Yeah, that is
so
still
we'll
going.
get to do an update.
Yeah, that is absolutely
I
hilarious.
can't wait for that.
And I
can't
mean-
wait for that.
But let's be real. It's a Kia dealership. So how much of this not getting approved with a loan was omissions on her part or
No.
fuckery on their part?
Probably 100% on their part.
Yeah, I mean,
Because-
I'm more likely to I'm more inclined to believe that it was the dealership monkeying around with loan paperwork rather than the lady.
I can look at my chickens right there and I can go, Tina, you want a Kia? We'll put you in a Kia.
I mean, it's along the same lines of like, Dodge. If you can fog a mirror, you can finance a Dodge.
Do
If
you
can't
want a
get-
brand new 2017 Dodge Dart? We got one for you. Let's go.
Yep.
Actually, I think the hierarchy goes, if you cannot get financed at Dodge, you go to Nissan. If you cannot get financed at Nissan, you go to Kia. I think that's how the hierarchy goes.
That's probably about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you need at least, so with Dodge, you need at least, what's on the fender, depending on what model. You either need a
392.
392, or there's even the 347s and all that.
Well, I
So-
think the lowest number they put on one of their cars was the 200.
Yeah. So Kia just says your soul. You just sign over your soul. You don't need credit. You just your soul. And I'm pretty sure K5 is like potassium or something like that. Like, yeah, so you got potassium. Like,
Yep.
here you go.
Just give me some of your blood.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's on. I'm gonna say that's probably on the dealership side.
Yeah, like I
of
said, I'm
that.
more inclined to believe that was dealership fuckery rather than, you
Yeah.
know.
I would tend to agree. It was probably, some, oh no, we'll get this taken care of, no problem. We'll go in and sign the paperwork now, and we'll let you know when it gets all finalized.
Yeah.
And it didn't get finalized,
Yeah.
and they went,
It was probably
we're going to have to
kind
repo that
Well,
car.
it was almost like the shit that we dealt with when we got the Expedition, and that.
Yeah.
Because we almost had that same exact thing freaking happen, and that when the bank's calling, it's like, hey, they lied about that. And we're like, we thought so. And they're like, well, they signed the paperwork, so you're going from X amount interest to lower X amount. We're like, we shouldn't be able to, but okay, we'll take it. They're like, they messed up. It's on them. They're gonna eat this. I'm like, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Just, I loved that story.
Yeah, I
was like,
appreciate
yes.
I appreciate that so much. I mean, because we all are, some of us more than others, but we're all, especially this, and even if Dan were here, he would say the same thing. We all have we all have some pretty well built-in pettiness that we just like to let out every now and then.
I'll be like on Lion King. Yeah, me too, yeah.
Well, it's like my day-to-day hobby is answering scam calls as a game. The game is, if I get them to curse me out, I win.
I try to get him to hang up. I usually ask him how the weather in Kolkata is, and that usually does the trick.
I almost got him to trade me 2 pineapples and 3 goats and a kiwi for stuff.
Yeah, because the
Had him on
first thing they'll
phone
do
for
is
an
like,
hour.
huh? I'm like, the weather in Kolkata, where you're at. You know, look out the window of the office complex that you're renting.
Uh-huh.
How's the weather? Click.
No, yeah, I play along in just enough of a manner where they think they might actually have somebody they can screw over. And I try to drag it out as long as I can. Like John with a K. What's your name? It's John. How's it spelled? With a K? Well, so is it at the beginning or the end? Well, it's spelled like John, but with a K. So it's Con? No, it's John, but with a K. I had that man going back and forth for 5 minutes like that. And I had him so, like, twisted up and frustrated he could not understand what was going on. And then I finally got an F you and he hung up. I won. I won that round.
They're like, I'm putting you on a do not call list.
Well, that's the thing. If you pick up, the computer already flags your number.
Look,
Hey, Dan.
hey Dan.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
Hi,
things
Dan. It's
things,
me, Dan.
things looking okay, or you don't have to go into it, but just yes or no will do.
It's okay. We have the raccoon skull in your place. I could get the deer skull, but it's down here, so.
Yeah, it is a little bit difficult for you to reach.
Yeah.
What's that?
I got
Bambi
the
skull.
raccoon skull. Like, hi, I'm Dan. But like,
Franklin.
Uh-huh.
I could get their deer skull, but
Bambi.
it's a little bit of a.
Yeah, it's a little
More
bit
of
of
a reach.
a little bit of a reach.
But otherwise, I got a bird's pelvic section, so reproductive organs, yay.
There you go.
I just got bones everywhere.
So,
Any good car spots?
Recently,
no,
no, not at all.
no, there hasn't been.
Saw one of the new Volkswagen
Oh,
buses.
speaking of the bus,
And
is
it
it
had
the blue one?
No, it was the yellow one that had smiley face on the
Okay,
front of it.
so-
I was right at 44 and 591. I was turning right, and it was one of the. I'm like, oh my god, it's an iBuzz, and it had a smiley face in the front of it, and it made me so happy.
Okay,
seeing
so
them do that.
So
like
I saw
that.
a blue one leaving Inverness on
Okay.
41. There's a blue one with a white top, and I was
That's
I was
the
at,
one I saw.
I
This
was
one
at-
was like that gold, like.
okay.
greenish
So I've
goldish
seen
color.
that one too. So I was at the pre-smiley face. So anyway, I was at the light in front of the Kmart shopping center.
Okay.
And there were a whole line of cars behind me, and just as the light turned green, I started to roll out, and the blue ID bus came up next to me, and we both hammered it.
Ah, nice.
Okay, so my car's not super fast, faster than some, but the ID Buzz isn't that fast either. So we went, and then I backed off and let him in, and I threw him a thumbs up, and he threw a thumbs up back. So it was just so I've had a fun encounter with an ID Buzz.
I love those things. Like they bring the smiles. Like seeing the old buses around. Like I am totally okay with it being a full electric and all. Like
yeah, you can't be mad at it.
I can't
Right.
because you see it and I'm like, that is so like what Dodge did with the Charger. Like, okay, it looks kind of cool, but that is.
Speaking of Charger
But
and Challenger,
but that's beautiful. Like it is
Yeah.
almost like it's almost like the old 5 Mustang over again. Like
Yep.
they did a
as far as a retro design,
yeah,
they
retro
did it.
design,
They did a
they
pretty
did
good
that
job on it.
perfectly. And I love it. Like, and every time I see someone driving it, they're smiling so much, and I'm like, yes,
So
yes.
speaking of Charger,
Yeah.
Scat Pack, Charger, and 2-door, I guess will just be now called Challenger. 4 doors are Chargers, and 2 doors will be
Are they
Challengers.
going back to that name?
Yeah. So apparently the 2-door car is going to be called a Challenger. The 4-door car is going to be called a Charger, which, okay. But apparently for 2026, the Scat Pack is going to be
The Hurricane.
550 horsepower Hurricane 6 with all-wheel drive.
It'll keep them on the road, possibly a
Maybe.
little bit more.
But you can just basically hit a button and make it rear-wheel drive.
Okay, so
And it has a line lock feature. And it's going to be might as well call it 60 grand.
That's the price of the Mustang.
About
No, it'll be
80 grand.
no, it'll be $8,000 down and the first 2 payments.
Yeah.
Then that's it.
Yeah, because in 4 months it's gone. It's wrapped around the pole and the
Exactly.
takeover.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah,
come
maybe.
back on their repo trailer with a foot sticking out of it and someone's hat sticking out the front of it.
So, also speaking of Hurricane 6, YouTube channel Torque and Tungsten,
Okay.
they have the D150 that we saw at Sick Week.
Yes.
The Hurricane Power D1.
Yep.
Well, they changed that and went to a single turbo setup. And then they also shot a video of it getting down on the street in Mexico, and
It's rowdier.
Yeah, that thing's gonna get. It didn't make much more power than it did with the twin turbo setup. It just made power differently.
Yeah.
And they're still sorting out some some kind of shifting issues of the 8 HP.
Okay.
But that truck's gonna get down.
I was gonna say I like the sound of the thing. Thank you.
Well, the single turbo one on the dyno, it sounded like an American 2J.
Damn.
Like that's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
Also, sorry guys, we're officially in full-on cicada.
Yeah,
Season.
they've started because before too long the Fireflies were
Right,
like.
there you go.
That's a GT.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute.
I don't know. I just hear speaking. So. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
that's a GT.
But yeah, no, I like the sound of Hurricanes.
No, I mean, 550 horsepower and 500 something
It's a
foot-pounds
straight six. I mean, come on.
500 something foot-pounds of torque.
Who
I mean, that's.
doesn't like the straight six?
Oh, I love sound of a straight six.
Chris, you failed.
I failed horribly. It stuck to my thumb when I wasn't expecting it to.
Whatever helps you
Oh.
sleep. Whatever helps you sleep at night, there, Cupcake.
Third try.
Hey, license and registration. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
How's it going, man?
Gentlemen, careful with that word.
I was gonna say we just
Who are you
watched.
talking to?
We just watched Chris try 4 times to throw a piece of gum into the trash can. So. Oh, no.
So, Nürburgring lap times,
Uh-huh.
because that's been the buzz here over the internet.
Yeah, I haven't had time to look at the internet because.
So the end of last year,
Yeah.
Ford sent out the Mustang GTD with one Dirk Mueller behind the wheel.
Yes.
Dirk Mueller is a
remember
very
that.
accomplished race car driver with 24-hour Le Mans victories, 24-hour Nürburgring victories, as well as driving and doing all kinds of stuff for various manufacturers. And he's kind of a ringer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I mean, you win the 24 hours of Nürburgring, you obviously know
Gonna say
How
the
to
only
cover- you know.
other better person would have been Sabine.
Sabine.
But
Yeah, or Misha.
Yeah.
Well, Misha's been professionally racing with Bilstein, but, I mean, as far as track knowledge, I don't think right now you could probably beat Misha,
Yeah.
unless Sabine was still with us.
Yeah.
So Dirk Mueller is a professional racing car driver. The Corvette team has been sending out members of their engineering staff at tracks around the United States with the Z06
Mm-hmm.
and just banging out lap records at various tracks here in the United States. So during the 24 Hours of Le Mans, they had Z06, ZR1, and what they're calling ZR1X, which everybody else has been calling Zora because it's past time for GM or Chevrolet to put the man's name on a car.
Uh-huh.
It's just the way it should be. So they were out there and everybody was speculating they were going to make some lap times with them. And, well, they did. And the way it is, years ago, Nürburgring lap times were kind of, hey, we did this. Take our word for it. Now, the past couple of years and going forward,
It's been actual documented, like.
no, it's Nürburgring themselves.
Mhm.
The Nürburgring actually does, and they're the ones that actually say, yes, this is the lap record for this class or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, they're the ones that come down on it and say that, yeah, this is an official Nürburgring lap record. And so these cars, Z06, ZR1, and ZR1X have made official lap times. I don't have the Z06 exact time, but I believe it was 7 minutes, 11 seconds and change. And so the Mustang GTD's now official time is 6 minutes, 52.07 seconds with Dirk Mueller behind the wheel. Corvette ZR1 with one of the engineering staff behind the wheel did 6 minutes 50.763 seconds, and the ZR1X, which is the ZR1 with the hybrid drive and the front axle, went 6:49.328. And I honestly expected ZR1 and ZR1X to be quicker than that. I
Yeah.
expected at least
But the one.
8 to 10, 12 seconds better.
But the one thing I did see, because like I haven't been full of like just with work how crazy it's been. I did see Ford go, "Congratulations, Chevy,
Game on.
game on."
Okay.
And I'm like, oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So here's,
Oh.
but so. Okay, so I would not be surprised to see Mustang GTD with some updates, and again, a actual professional racing driver
Yep.
behind the wheel make another lap attempt in that car. The thing about the Corvette team is they had their in-house people driving it, the vehicle development drivers and members of their engineering team. And the internet has been kind of shitting on these guys and shitting on the Corvette team in general for, yeah, you basically, would you just randomly pick guys out of the office to go drive the car? What was your deal? They don't understand that the guys that were driving the cars, they are all accomplished SCCA amateur racing
Yes.
drivers. They
Right.
have SCCA championships and race victories and stuff behind them. Like, they have good driving credentials.
Right.
But I'm looking at that thinking, but that's their secondary thing. They're not professional racing drivers.
Right.
And I think, and after, especially after watching the in-car laps of all 4 of these cars, I do believe that if you put a tamed racing driver behind the wheel of the Corvettes, they're all going to be 10 seconds faster.
I'd agree with that.
And it was when I watched the laps, I've watched a whole bunch. They pop up daily in my feed of Nürburgring stuff. People doing public session, TF laps, track day laps, and of course the record laps. You watch a whole bunch of these from in-car camera, you kind of can figure out what the best racing line is, and also how to use the curbs. Now, I don't know how
Because in
updated
certain-
your iRacing is, but when you
in
come out
certain areas,
when you
like,
come out of the
they're
bottom
higher
of
and
Foxhole,
lower.
there's the curb that's up on the left. Can you still hit that curb on your iRacing? Or your Assetto Corsa?
The foxhole.
Yeah.
When you go down to the bottom of Foxhole, and as you coming out,
And you're going into the right-hand
you're,
turn.
it's a slight bend to the left. There's a curb on the left-hand side. Can you still bang over that one on your racing sim?
Oh, you're talking about where it dips down, then comes back
Yeah.
up, and then there's the left hand, then the right hand,
It's
and then
a-
it goes
it's a-
into the hard S curves.
Yeah, it's a slight bend, and then it's
Yes. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so that curb on the left side coming out of Foxhole, can you still hit that on your racing sim?
At the bottom,
At the top.
at the top. If you want to spin wildly and off into the wall,
Okay,
yes,
so
you
it's been
can touch
so it's
that
been
curve.
updated because the track was repaved a couple of years ago in that section, and that curb is giant. You can't crash across that anymore unless you're tearing oil pans and stuff
Yeah,
out of the car.
yeah.
What it was, it wasn't that it was rendered as giant, but touching that curb was instantly losing control of the car pretty
Okay,
much regularly.
because like before it was like some of the other curbs. So if you watch the GTD lap, Dirk Mueller is banging that car like through Ehrenberg and through Adenau and all of these other places. He is ripping that thing, especially through Vippeman, Radford Hit Miss Miss. When you go through and you kind of just graze the left-hand curb and then you absolutely
Yep.
smash the right-hand curb. But a lot of these places, he is driving over those curbs like an Aussie V8 supercar driver.
Right,
Then you look at the Corvette laps.
and they're not doing that.
The only curb I saw them take was the right-hand curbstone at Vippeman. That's the only one they were going through extraordinary lengths to keep it off of the curb.
Yeah.
And I was also watching in some of the lines where the car position wasn't optimal, and sometimes that would set them up and they would run wide and they would almost kiss the outside curbstone where you shouldn't. And so I think if they put a professional racing driver in the Corvettes, they're 10 to 12 seconds faster.
Listen,
Right.
It's one of those, like, I love the Fords and that, but if they do a really good driver into those Chevys, they should be a lot faster.
Yeah, well, like I
Just
said,
with
I mean,
them-
they
well,
did.
just with that mid-engine mount on it. You're going to go fast.
Well, it's not even. I mean,
Well, it's better
the
handling.
the GTD is mid-engine.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well,
That thing,
here's-
that thing is set so far back, it's in the middle of the car.
Here's the biggest argument for putting professional race car drivers in for those tests.
No mechanical sympathy.
Well, no, the mechanical sympathy for one. And number
It
two,
destroys that
his
car.
job is not on the line if he wrecks that car.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
That's-
a professional race car driver. If he wrecks that car and Chevy goes, "You'll never drive for us again in this particular setting."
Okay.
Okay, you were paying me like $8,000 to be here today,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
I'll leave. You can even keep your $8,000. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to my successful racing career. Whereas if one of the in-house testers
Fuck it up. they're
destroys the car,
pension.
he
everything
might be
like that,
dealing
yeah.
with losing his job.
Nah, they'll keep.
So there's the fear.
Nah. I'm sure they've already wrecked some of them in testing and stuff like that.
I'm sure they have,
They'll
but
keep-
I'm sure it's probably frowned upon.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
Brown-
it's also if they
Okay, they
if-
won't get
hold on,
fired.
hold on.
They'll
If-
get a talking. They'll get a talking to. I mean, we've all had talking
no,
tos.
No,
Right.
it's one of those. If they have wrecked it, it's been in a private session to where the public has not
Yeah.
been made aware of it.
Yeah.
This is on a public platform.
However, like I
Yeah.
said, even
That's-
so, these
that's
guys,
where
these
we're
guys are
coming
still
from.
these guys are they're the development
Yeah.
team for the car. Hey, what's up, Mike?
And nothing ragging on them. Like
No.
they're
Like I
I'm
was
not
like I
ragging
said,
on him at all.
No,
I
like I
know,
said,
I
and that's
just
the
wanna
thing.
say,
Like I
like,
said, there was
nothing
people on the
ragging on them,
internet that was shitting on those guys for not being professional racing drivers. I mean, like I said, they're all amateur racers in their own right.
Right.
They've got, racing credentials behind them. They're fast drivers. Faster than any of us are,
Oh yeah.
But I do think that,
Hell, they've been on the ring. I just want to.
Yeah.
I just want to see the ring.
Yeah, like I said.
I want to touch it. I just want to put my hand on it maybe one time.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like I said, so I was watching. Did you guys see the Chris Harris and Max Verstappen
No.
GTD video?
Uh-uh.
Well, they went out with Max behind the wheel in a GTD on a small track, and he was so quick that even Chris Harris was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
And Harris Monkey can drive a car. Okay, as a journalist, he's capable of wheeling a race car, and he's also done a bunch of racing at Goodwood during the Festival of Speed and the classic races and stuff like that.
Which I love watching those.
I mean, and they were saying, even Max looked at the GTD time and figures he could probably be 6 or 7 seconds quicker than Dirk Mueller did right off the bat, because Max Verstappen went to the Nürburgring in a GT3 class car under the assumed name of Franz Hermann,
Uh-huh.
did 3 laps and shattered the class record for that.
Yeah. Which Max Verstappen. I mean,
Yeah, see, they aren't pro driver fast. And that's, like I said, I mean, these guys are engineers first and they're amateur racers second.
right.
Whereas someone like Dirk Mueller, Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, or any
Yeah.
of the, Alan McNish, any of the established road racing guys, they're professional racing drivers.
Right.
That's their profession. That
You know
is
what
their
they need to
vocation. Huh?
They need to throw Mark Martin into it.
I heard Mark Martin say something one time. He doesn't race anymore. He's no longer paid to drive fast. He's like, I don't drive fast at all because I'm not paid to anymore.
I know, but like, how? If you want a road racer, throw Mark Martin in there.
Ricky Rudd.
Well, yeah. Oh, god damn. Hey, yes, Ricky Rudd sucked on ovals, but god damn, it came to you put him on Sonora.
Sonoma, that dude was an absolute hot shoe in those cars.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I do think that, if you put somebody, like I said, those established road racers in those cars, they're 10 to 12 seconds quicker than those cars went. So those cars, and like I said, just watching the lap times from the in cars and comparing it to the Mustang lap, GTD, like I said, Mueller was taking that thing over the curbs like an Aussie V8 supercar driver, and
Right.
the Corvette guys were staying away from him as much as they could.
And those curbs are time. They are lots of time.
Oh yeah, especially the flat ones that you can hang. You're hanging half the car over there.
Yeah.
It's you're cutting so much off and setting yourself up a much better entry into the next corner.
Yeah. Well, and it's also because of like the size of it. Like it adds up because of this size of it. Like it might not seem much during like those 3 corners, but when you add up your entire time and you're going through what is it like 300 corners or
It's 147?
something like that. Yeah. But you're talking about 6 minutes, like 6 to 7 minutes of your time. You're going through those corners. You're able to cut some of that stuff. You
Look it
knock,
up.
a tenth of a second off here.
How many corners on the Nürburgring Nordschleife? 157 corners.
157, not 147.
But it's one
so
of those you're able to cut.
2/10 off of every corner is, a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Well, when you consider the lap is what, 14 miles,
Right.
20 kilometers.
So when you're coming up on that, like so like I'm able to cut like a tenth off here, tenth off there. It's like a drag racing with weight. Like it's one of those.
And
it adds.
And
up
here's
in
the other
your
here's the
long
other
run.
thing about the lap. The top speeds of these cars aren't all that dissimilar.
Right.
They're all approaching 200 miles an hour on that long straight. So it's just the acceleration out of the last corner to get on
Yeah.
that straight. You're going to pick up a little bit there. And
Yeah,
then
it's not that last straight where you're like, oh, I'm able to do 230, and this one's only able to do 200. They're doing.
they're
about
all
the
they're all
same,
doing
but
about
it's
197, 198.
It's
is
all
where
your
they're all going to there.
acceleration.
So, but there's other parts of the track when you're leaving Adenau, when you're on the way heading towards that hard 90-degree right before you get to Carousel.
Yeah.
That whole section is uphill.
Yeah.
Yep.
So ZR1, ZR1X
Sorry, I'm trying to read it from here.
says, I'd love to see the same pro driver run both the GTD and the Corvette.
Oh,
Give me
yes.
apples to apples so there's no
There you
argument
go.
about talent behind the wheel.
See,
Yeah, that
and
would be
that would be perfect. Literally have the same person, unpaid of each one. Just
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
this, see what you can do.
Yeah. But if that section of the track is going uphill.
Yeah.
So the GTD has a lot of power, but it's also really heavy. It's 4,300 pounds.
Uh-huh.
ZR1 and ZR1X are a bit lighter, and they have a lot more power. So when you're at speed going on that uphill section, there's time to be had there.
Yep.
Now, how much is a torque difference on them, though?
One torque is
Not
horsepower
much,
is torque
yeah,
times
yeah.
RPM. Once you're revving up
Past
at the
that,
top
yeah.
of a gear, torque is really irrelevant. It's all high speed.
Horsepower, yeah.
And like I said, weight going up the hill. And again, that also has, like, coming out of that last corner to go back onto the main straight, that's that acceleration out of that corner, going from, say, 60 or 70 miles an hour on the exit of that corner, on the apex of that corner, to that 198 miles an hour.
Right. Yeah.
The ZR1 and ZR1X can do that just a little bit quicker, lighter weight and more power.
Yeah.
So, like I said, those cars should have been low 640s, maybe high 630s, really,
Yeah.
to do it. But, so I have a feeling there's going to be more lap attempts by both.
I'm sure that Chevy's going to want to go back with a real team racing driver at this point, just to see. But I'm sure that those cars are going to be a lot closer than that.
Yeah. I just one of those at the end of the day, like, good for all of them. Like, those are blistering fucking times.
Yeah, that those cars
times.
exist.
The only argument I heard that was kind of interesting was, in reality, the GTD is not a production car.
No.
300 units.
It is, in a sense, because they are going to sell them to the public.
It's enough to be homologated, which classifies it as a production car.
That is. This,
but the real apples
that
to
is
apples is
this
that.
generation's Cobra R's.
But that's.
Kind of.
Well, no,
It's
seriously.
so much farther than a Cobra R, though. Because
How?
You have literally taken the engine out of the front and put it in the midship. That's that you've. That's a GT2 car.
I know, but like the way that it's gone, like it's when you think about it, it started with the '93 Cobra R and at 107 units.
And you
Production
had,
number wise, yes.
and
well, no, but that
you had
was,
to have an SCCA license to get
well,
one.
no,
Right.
no, for the '95, for the original Cobra R with 107 units, you did not need that. But it wasn't a drag car like most of the Mustangs were being used. That was set up for, it was supposed to be a track car.
Right.
95 Cobra R. That was a full on, like, the reason why the interior was the way it was because you had to have an SCCA license, buy that car, take that entire interior out, you're putting a cage in it, you're putting a racing seat in it, you're gonna race it. Cobra R, the 2000 Cobra R, same way. That was 300 and, I think, 300 or 310 was the number, but it's like that is, those motors were never expected to be in those cars, and they just went bigger and bigger, and now this is that. I see the GTD as this is like that generations of what the Cobra R was. Is, hey, here's this thing. Could you treat it? Yes, but no, this is meant to go around a track like that.
I get what you're saying, but to me, the last ones they made that were close to what you're talking about, the Cobra R, where they were the race car specials,
Was the FR500.
the FR500 that they made, and then there was also it wasn't the FR500. There was another one that was you could only purchase it at the parts count.
That was
Went
the
back-
those were the Cobra Jet Mustangs.
Yeah, but
Not the Cobra Jet.
Oh,
There was another one that you could buy.
The body in white.
The body
Yeah.
in white cars. They were unVIN. They were body in white cars, and they were built as a track car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
'cause
me, that was the last one of those that-
They had the full GT500 suspension, brakes, and all that.
The only
stuff.
difference was though the Cobra R's were all VIN.
Yeah.
And
the
they were all
Cobra,
road legal.
but then also like the Cobra Jets were just meant to go straight line, whereas like these were meant to go around
Yeah.
curves and that. So that's where like my thing was is just.
I
can
mean,
see it
but
as-
honestly-
I feel like the GTD is a GT3 car.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
It's
It
not a
is.
road going car. It's
It
really
is.
not.
I mean, it is road legal, but it is
Technically,
it is road legal, but also too, that's the thing with ZR1, ZR1X is that they were listed as prototype cars per Nürburgring's lap record because the way configuration that they ran, is legal for sale here in the United States,
but
because of
international.
emissions and noise regulations, they're not
International.
legal
really?
for
Yep.
for Europe.
Okay.
They didn't have the particulate filters on them, and the exhausts were louder than
Gotcha.
allowable
Yeah.
for European regulations.
I'm gonna grab
So
the
that's
next
why,
beer.
so that's why they're listed as prototypes on Nürburgring's lap record times.
What's your GTD was listed for?
I'm not sure if it's production or not because I don't know if the GTD is going to be on sale in Europe.
And it's 1,000 units they're planning to sell.
Yeah, it
The
was
GTDs.
yeah,
They're going to do 1,000 of them. They said.
yeah, and I mean, at 150 grand more than the ZR1X.
Yeah. $360,000
Versus-
plus.
Versus 205.
And there ain't going to be a single one that sells for sticker.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be like secondhand GT2s, GT3s, Sport Classics, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All of those end up trading on the secondhand. The ones that aren't sold back to a dealership to get the next model at almost break-even prices, those are the cars that when they do go out on the secondhand market, they bring more than sticker.
Yep. Oh, for sure. That'll be a
You
collectible. That's an instant collectible.
But I just thought it was kind of interesting to see how they played that. I mean, I was a little irritated with the internet doing the internet things, kind of shit talking and trashing the drivers. But like I said, those guys they're racing drivers in their own right. It's just
Right.
not their main vocation. It's not what they do for a living.
Right. A good analogy of that would be, look, I'm a mechanic as a profession. As a hobby, I'm a musician.
Yeah.
I'm okay. But a professional guitar player makes me look like I don't even know how to hold the guitar.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not knocking them.
Yeah.
They're pretty good race drivers. They're just not professional race. They're not Stigs. They're not tamed racing drivers.
Yeah.
They weren't, formed in a forge and made to drive cars, and they're just computerized, and they see little digits, and they know 148 facts about ducks, and all of them are wrong.
Yeah. They have an innate ability
Right.
that can't be taught. Like, you can take any of us to a racing school,
Right.
and they can make us way better drivers than we are now.
Correct.
And put us on a track in a decent car and give us time to learn it, and we could turn some respectable lap times. And then Max Verstappen comes out and makes us all look like idiots.
I have experienced it firsthand before at the go-kart track. You were there when we were on the Honda carts.
Yes.
And the guy that races
Yeah.
got into our group, and I'm like, I know that guy's going to be fast, so I'm going to stay with him.
Nope.
So I follow him down the back straight out of the pits, and we hit that first turn, and he did this weird thing where he broke physics and disappeared. And I went, what the heck just happened? Hold on, I'll try to catch up to him. And he goes, around me, and I go, how did he do that? Like, he put 3 laps on me in that 15-minute session,
Yeah.
and I could never stay with him.
Yeah.
I was following the same line, and I felt like I was taking the same speed into the corner, and then I'd step on the gas, and he would disappear.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
I split one with you, Chris.
Okay.
Oh,
Opener? There's been 200K dealer markups on the vets from what I've read. Someone noted a dealer that sold one that was 500K all in.
Oof. Also, license and registration. We're gonna need you back on the show.
Yeah.
Hey, next episode is our 7-year anniversary, guys.
We've been doing this shit for that long?
I know. Do we want a guest?
Let me taste this.
Sure.
Hey, license and registration. We're asking you on the spot. Do you want to come on the show next week?
2 weeks
2
from
weeks
tonight.
now for our 7-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah, I definitely can't read the back of this one if there's even a reading on it.
Oh my! I can't either, and I got my glasses on. Oh, okay. Here we go.
So Chris found us Hofbrau Oktoberfest beer.
Oh, I got it. Hold on. Do you want me to wait till he comes back out?
Yeah.
Okay. I found
11.2 fluid ounces or 300 milliliters of beer. I can read that.
it. No, I found it. It's super.
Yeah, I look.
I'm gonna need to turn on the light.
And this is 6.3 alcohol by volume.
Yeah.
I can read that.
Hold on, Chris. I'll read this, and I had to turn on the light, and even with my glasses, I was like, "Oh, there it is."
Look at that shit.
It's super tiny. So this is Chris. Can you name the beer?
Hofbrau.
Yeah.
Hofbrau Oktoberfest beer.
Yeah, what he said. This Oktoberfest originated in 1810 in Munich, Germany, as a wedding celebration for the Crown Prince Ludwig of Bavaria. This product was created especially for this event and is brewed usually for the Oktoberfest, now the largest beer festival in the world. HB is one of a selected group of brewers guaranteed the privileges of supplying the Oktoberfest with their product. Using the highest quality ingredients, HB Oktoberfest Specialities has its own
did
distinctive
Michael
and
say?
unique taste.
Old school Mike, what did you just say?
He said, "Awesome, that's badass."
So, sorry guys, if that was a hard read-in. It is super tiny print. It really is. And there's a glare on it, and yeah, I felt twice my age having to use a
So I'm really excited for
flashlight.
this because it's past July 4th, which means
Oktoberfest.
We're in
Yeah.
Halloween,
Oktoberfest.
which
Oktoberfest.
means this is the first Oktoberfest of the year for us.
It is.
Which means
Oktoberfest beers
we-
are coming.
Which means we really need to try
Again.
to see if
Prost.
We need to try to see if we can go to Helene, Georgia for their giant Oktoberfest that
Prost.
lasts so long. Yeah,
Yep.
A little weirdness on the finish.
it's okay. I love Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I
but
get
this
that.
is but this isn't the Marzens. This isn't like the typical Marzen that we get.
I know. But an Oktoberfest, like,
Well, is it still? It's not a Marzen.
yeah, well,
It's an Oktoberfest, so it should be a
it
Marzen.
was a Marzen.
Does it say Marzen?
Yeah, Munich. Well, Munich speciality is a product of Germany. I think this might be the most authentic,
I'd say so.
because especially at the bottom it says Munich specialty brewed according to the German purity law. So, have it guaranteeing this is, and I can't read. Sorry, I can't read. I really need new glasses.
Let's do it. We did Helene last year for Oktoberfest, and it was next level.
No, it's not a Marzen. It's just a German lager.
Well, hey,
It's very good though.
I'm okay with it.
It's very, very good.
It is delicious.
See, we were in Helen the week after Oktoberfest ended.
Yeah, it goes for like 3 months. Like, it
But
goes
at
for
but
a while.
it's like the end of October, it's done.
Yeah, but it goes from like late August to
Yeah.
like end of October. It's like the longest, like it's the longest running on like how long it's been, but like the longest running one in the United States.
I'm not actually just playing on my phone. I'm updating the beer list.
That was good. I like
That
that.
was really
that
good.
was a good pull.
That's, like I said, the finish on it is a little weird, but I'm okay with it.
No, it's delicious. It is. We don't have a Cars and Bids, Cars of Anything
It's been
thing.
Cars and Biz has gotten honestly a little bit lame as far as the enthusiast side of it. There's a lot of mainstream cars,
Yeah.
Yeah.
high price stuff that doesn't meet reserve, or the stuff that's interesting is stuff that we've already done. So really not.
Well,
I think what's happening is it's actually becoming successful because we're getting a lot of regular traffic on there, which means it's doing what he wanted to do, which is being an auction site for cars.
but it's also one of those.
Well, he doesn't. I don't think he owns. I don't think he fully owns it anymore.
No?
No, they went. Well, and I don't blame them. Went to a third-party investor. And
Private equity ruined everything.
Well, can't blame them. I like money also.
Yeah.
I like money also. But also, prices of cars have been tanking.
Yep.
They've been tanking. And that, like, trust me, I was gonna list up the shitty Fox and that, and now I'm like, watch some of the other cars in the same condition that have gone from like $1,000 to like price drop to like, hey, $200, please, someone scrap this, and I'm like, fuck, if Fox bodies are doing that, like, shit. This might
Well,
be
it's
sitting in the
the
yard for
fallout
another year.
of everything that's been going on economically. We're finally hitting that point where ain't nobody got no money to spend on no toy cars.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is, COVID car things are starting to rear their ugly head again.
Yeah.
Because now all of the new cars that would have been purchased during that time, had they been built and available, are not here on the used car side of it. So now it's constricting the 3 to 4 year old used car supply.
Yep.
And those prices are going back up. In addition to interest rates and, inflation over the past 40 years and everything else has been going on. So it's just a whole bunch of bad.
Well, I'm starting to see signs out on dealerships that say 0% APR, 72 months. So
Yeah, every now and then, some vehicles you're starting to see some cash thrown on the hood and stuff like that.
Which we haven't.
Dodges, they're putting most of the cash on the hood.
Dodge, it's just one of those you can walk up there and be like, hey, what's your name?
Can I have this?
Ezekiel. Let's go.
Can I have this car for free? Bro, we will pay you to take it at this point.
We'll pick it back up in 2 months, but,
Mike's asking, have you seen the new Charger with the Hurricane 6-pack? Yeah, that was what we were talking about at the very beginning. It's going to be...
And see, I love the name
with
of
all-wheel
the fact
drive.
that they're calling it the 6, like, that. That's pretty clever.
Yeah.
That's pretty clever. And I don't have a problem with that straight 6. I mean, again, it's a straight 6. Like, it's not a V6. It's not going to sound bad. We know what they sound like.
Yeah,
they sound really good.
We've heard them in person, The dealers can choke on the inventory. They made plenty post-COVID. Yeah, that's true.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But, we've heard two of the, like I said, it was the D150 and what the Dakota.
Second-gen Dakota.
That had the, the crate engine transmission locked ECU packs for whatever that...
for a sick week.
Yeah, for the sick week. We saw both. They were, I think they did those for Roadkill Nights originally.
Yes.
So they weren't able to do anything with the ECUs or anything.
It was literally what comes in like the Grand Wagoneer and all that, but it's literally
the crate engine pack. So it's you don't have all the other controls from the vehicle to deal with.
Yeah.
So, but it was that, but like ECU, all that stuff, transmission controller, everything was locked. So they were running completely stock out of the box on.
Yeah,
I mean, they were putting
550 horsepower.
Yeah, they were putting 93 in it, but it was like
560
foot-pounds
or something like that.
Yep.
And they were freaking ripping. They were ripping,
like I said,
and they sounded good.
But like I said, the video of the D150 now with the single turbo setup.
It sounds like super.
It sounds like an American 2J.
Yeah.
That's what it's. I mean, it sounds more like an American 2J than the Atlas 4200 sounds.
Yep.
And the Atlas 4200 sounds pretty damn close.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Thank God. Well, there's going to be a 4-door version, too. So apparently, starting in 26, from what I understand of the article that I read, is that the 4-doors car is going to be called the Charger, and the 2-door might be called the Challenger.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That
But I
doesn't
mean,
bother me.
It's what we did for decades.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it wasn't like literally a 2-door Charger. But it was on the same platform. Like underneath the skin, they were exactly the same car.
Yeah.
Which was an old S. It was a pretty old Mercedes E-Class.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was a good platform.
It was. It kept Stellantis, erect for decades.
that was Fiat Chrysler.
Yeah.
Post Cerberus. Yeah, that was the Daimler Chrysler thing. That was basically Mercedes' way of just raiding all of the on-hand cash and everything else that they had.
Well, they came in, they raided the coffers, they took all the cash, they handed them a bunch of unpaid debt, and went, okay, have a nice day, bye.
Before we end this episode, though, what is the one vehicle that we just saw today, twice, that we were like, oh my god, it's like in really good condition and it's actually still moving.
A Chrysler Concorde.
Really?
Long boy.
Super long boy. Perfect condition. Like from
Really?
the road, perfect condition.
Nice.
Nothing hanging off of it, nothing dragging the ground.
Really
no
nice.
weird colors coming out of the tailpipe, no weird sounds coming off of it.
Really nice color on it. The wheels look good. Everything looked. I'm like, so he was in the middle of a conversation with Serena. I'm like, shut up, look. He turned around, he's like, holy shit. And I'm like, oh, it's
like it was just about to disappear that way, and I was like, oh my god.
And then all of a sudden it came back this way. I'm like, that is an LHS. Like that.
Yeah,
is-
that was a full option car.
That.
Yep.
That was really
And
good.
then, just before we came on, the short box, short bed dually Cummins that went rolling by.
It was the second gen single cab short bed dually, slightly lifted but not like obnoxious lifted, just like purposeful lifted, and I'm pretty sure that was a manual, but
Nice.
super awesome condition. Running by, I'm like, well, if he's running by with like $80,000, like tell me you're rich without telling me you're rich.
Right.
Like, you're sitting on a gold mine. Probably Pop driving by, like, yeah, no, I'm just going to get feed, and he doesn't know what he's got.
Only two options there. It was either garage kept or it doesn't have a dash in it anymore.
Yes,
Right.
both.
Yeah.
No, both. Even in the
Yeah,
the
the
garage,
dashes on those trucks make the dash bubble on a 32 Skyline seem insignificant.
Oh yeah.
Well, have you ever seen LRB Speed down in
Yeah.
Clearwater?
Yeah.
He makes an all-aluminum dash replacement for those trucks.
It looks good.
It looks great.
I saw a short video clip today, just randomly popped up in my YouTube feed, and it showed a dash shell being recovered,
I saw that.
vacuum formed.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, have you ever seen how the old school hot rodders would make a bubble top? So they would basically have the plastic clamped down in a frame, and then they would heat it until it would drop and everything else, and then they would let it cool.
Yep.
Well, they took the same vinyl foam material, and it looked like it was heated up, and then they set it down over top of the dash shell and pulled vacuum on it. You just watch it go, and then they started spraying it with water to cool it.
It's a cool thing.
It's a really cool thing.
I
And
literally
it was
saw that exact same
BMW,
video
an old
today.
BMW dash.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like an
Okay.
like an old BMW dash that it was showing it on. And
Huh.
I was like, I mean, if one had an R32 with a dash bubble, there you go.
Perfect. Yeah.
Or, blast from my past, if you had a first-gen Datsun Z with a big crack down the middle of the dash,
Yep.
rather than doing the plastic overlays, which was better than nothing, admittedly.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
How
Or
cool-
if you had a 1985 E30 with a dash that was cracked in 15 different spots,
Yeah.
that would have been perfect.
Yeah, you pull the dash shell out, disassemble it, and grind all that shit off, get it down to a bare, the plastic or fiberglass actual shell. There you go.
Yep.
Huh. Learn something new every day.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Well, on that bombshell, I want to say, guys, sorry the last two episodes we've been kind of like off kilter.
down a guy and
Partly
Yeah.
that was my fault.
Well, no, it was just.
Well, no,
that.
I mean, you get an injury. Hey, I've been out too for various things. You get an
Yeah,
injury,
yeah.
you
But
gotta take
our
care of it.
next episode is a really, really, really special episode. 7 years.
Yep.
7 years, and I brought this up in the text messages.
And I'm like, we've been doing it
like
for that long?
I had to go back, and I was like, no, it hasn't been 7 years. And then I looked, I'm like, it's been 7 fucking years.
Yep.
7 years. We ain't tired of each other yet. Well,
No.
at least to my knowledge.
No.
we keep that quiet if we are. We ain't tired.
I mean,
of
I
each
do
other
have
yet.
one slight airing of grievances or one grievance that I should probably air, and it's your fault. And I'm not talking about killing me with laundry.
Because you have one leg?
No.
Oh, okay.
You keep telling everybody I'm your dad, but for Father's Day you didn't do shit.
Well, okay.
You
Well,
didn't get him anything for Father's Day?
yes, I did. I told him Happy Father's Day.
Okay.
I did the same thing to my stepdad. So, but it's one of those.
Lame.
Okay, I've been doing that long before we've done this.
Exactly. And you've never
Long
gotten
before we've
and
done
you've
this.
never gotten me anything for Father's Day.
It's been almost 15 years since we've been trying to convince people that you're my dad, And we've convinced half of Sisters County that you're my dad.
True. I swear at this point we could probably get, not your Ed, but our Ed. We could probably get
the amount of times that we've
me,
been
you, and Ed. We could probably get people.
We have been
to
at
think
car shows, and it's us three. It is me, Brian, and Crazy Ed, and
average Ed.
Yeah, and we're at a car show, and people have been like, "Oh, it's 3 generations," and that, and then Ed looks at Brian like, "Hold on, what?" And then I'm like, "Dad, Grandpa," and they're like, "Stop this, this is not going on." I'm like, "But Papa," and we just roll with it.
Wait a minute! I had to remind you of a certain thing about what you're telling people when you tell people that I'm your dad.
I know.
Just remember that.
But anyway, we're coming up on next episode.
7 years.
Be 7 years, which is absolutely crazy. It's been madness this entire time, and it all started. I have to just say, because of Sabrina's crazy idea. Well, not crazy idea. She was sick of us just watching other people's shit.
I mean, like I said, it's 160 some odd times that we've done this now, which does put our beer list, even with the duplicates, which we've probably had, what?
Almost 400.
About a half a dozen duplicates.
We're almost at
about
400.
a half a dozen duplicates. We're well over 360 different beers.
Yep.
But it all started because...
And again, this is not counting us as a group or
Trying
us
different
individual
stuff, like
being at a bar
yeah.
or a pub and seeing something new and go, hoo-hoo, I'll have that one.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes the hoo-hoo, I'll have that one ends up being on the show, like
that one.
that one, or a couple of the 9 states that we've had was,
Yeah.
some of those.
But yeah, no, it all started me and you just coming out here and just watching traffic go by and then watching our YouTube videos, and then Sabrina being like, just like stop doing that. Like just put a camera in front of yourselves. You can do the same thing. And we're like,
Crippling a midget, nobody wants
we're like,
that.
we can no, we can. And I'd be like, okay, I know 2 other crazy people just like us.
Yep.
And going like, hey Dan, hey Chris, you want to do something stupid?
Yes, I do.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
Let's do this. And it's been so much fun ever since. So
Occasionally we still get into the realm of stupid, though.
we always
Occasionally?
Occasionally.
always. I mean,
I feel like it's more like we get out of the realm of stupid occasionally, and we
yeah.
live here.
Well, I mean, okay, let's put it this way. Sometimes we go more stupid than normal.
Okay, that's fair.
by the way, Chris, how's your burn mark doing?
Huh?
How's your burn mark doing?
Oh, it's still there.
Yep.
That's
yeah.
a scar. It's stayed
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
Pussy.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, Brian, how's your right leg? Oh, it's
Not
not
there.
there.
Not there.
So sorry.
No, you're not.
I know, because we tried to buy you that same exact car.
Not gonna lie, I couldn't have even been mad about that.
That was a time to where all of a sudden me and Dan at the same exact time realized that somewhere just slightly
Dunellen.
yeah, in Dunellen, there was the exact car that he crashed in. Some guy was just getting rid of, and he's like, "Does someone take it?" And me and him called. Well,
I'm pretty sure it was an automatic too.
I called Dan and was like, "Listen, we need to do this," and it sold from under us. And I'm like, "Son of a bitch," because we wanted to surprise you and be like, "Hey, remember that traumatic event?"
Here you go. That would have topped the Hot Wheels.
Because we're not friends unless I did that.
That's true. That is true.
Because if you found out about that and we didn't try, you would have been so pissed.
I'd have been a little up. I don't know about pissed. Disappointed.
I know. And
I would have
coming
been
from my dad, disappointed.
I would have been
disappointed.
I would have been disappointed.
So yeah. So next episode is going to be
Probably
7
more
years.
than lacking Father's Day disappointed, but disappointed nonetheless.
See what I got to do with, guys.
You
Chris,
started,
even
you
when
like it.
you started this
even
shit.
when you go home, like I still have to deal with this.
Hey, you started this.
You brought this on yourself.
I know I did.
You wanted
did.
you wanted this. Just remember that.
I know. So anyway, it's gonna be a great episode next time.
Hopefully, all 4 of us will be here. Dan, you got to be here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Be here, and license and registration. I'll be in contact with you because if we figure it out, if you're able to. You know what? We'd absolutely love you to be back on the show for our
for
7th
sure.
year, because milestone. I mean, who else is
Gotta do
watching?
some- yeah,
I don't
you
know,
gotta do
but
something.
hey, we'll be on.
Yeah.
So, And we'll do something special. There might be a cake. I don't know.
We'll see.
We haven't
We'll
done
see.
a cake in a while, so might be a cake. I don't eat cake, so
Yeah, I'm not a big cake guy either.
there'll be a pie. There'll be a pie.
We'll do pie.
I like pie.
We'll do
I
a
like
pie.
pie. Pie
All
is
right,
good.
and on that bombshell, thank
Yeah.
you guys for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Great news is
Yeah.
there's a new Day System era out there.
Yeah, Mike says, shoot me a message.
And everybody have a good weekend.
Yeah, man. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Slancha.